Welcome back to the main events of Italian diplomatic activity abroad. On June 9th, Minister of Foreign Affairs Antonio Tajani and Minister of Defense Guido Crosetto addressed the Joint Foreign Affairs and Defense Committee of the Chamber of Deputies and the Senate on Italy's participation in international missions. During his remarks, Minister Tajani was particularly critical of Israeli Minister Itamar Ben-Gvir and of his reaction to the news that he is under investigation by the Rome Prosecutor's Office.
Dopo gli inaccettabili atti compiuti ai danni degli attivisti della Global
Following the unacceptable actions against the activists of the Global Summit Flotilla, I asked the Order Representative Callas to submit to the Foreign Affairs Council a proposal for sanctions against Minister Ben-Gvir, who is politically responsible for those actions. I have no words to comment on what he said about Italy. These are unacceptable words that we return to sender. Italy is a friend of Israel. The words spoken by Ben-Gvir demonstrate political and moral standing of this gentleman.
Mostrano qual è il livello politico e morale di questo signore.
On June 10th, the Italian consul in Benghazi, Filippo Colombo, visited the two Italian citizens belonging to the Global Summit Flotilla convoy who are currently being held in eastern Libya, delivering essential comfort items. The two Italians reported that they were being treated correctly and in the presence of the Consul General were able to contact their families. The situation in the Middle East was the focus of a video conference convened by Minister Tajani with all Italian ambassadors accredited in countries in the region. The minister introduced embassies and consulates in coordination with the Foreign Ministers' Crisis Unit to maintain the highest level of vigilance and to ensure full assistance to Italian citizens present in the area. Opened on June 11th by Minister Tajani, the Conference of Italian Council Worldwide is taking place at the Foreign Ministry headquarters in Rome. It is the leading event dedicated to Italy's consular network and to assistance for the more than 7 million Italian citizens residing abroad. This is the first conference of consuls in 8 years, the previous edition having been held in 2018. Also attending are Interior Minister Matteo Piantedosi and a representative of the private sector, including chief executives and senior managers from ITA Airways, Poste Italiane and Trenitalia. On June 8th, Foreign Minister Antonio Tajani met at the Foreign Ministry with the Dutch Foreign Minister Tom Berendsen. The talks confirmed the excellent state of bilateral relations supported by an intensive political dialogue and strong economic ties. The two ministers expressed their willingness to further strengthen trade exchanges and mutual investment, while also reaffirming their close alignment on European and international issues. On June 9 and 10, the Foreign Ministry hosted the 8th meeting of the Network of Focal Points for the Women, Peace and Security Agenda. 25 years after the adoption of United Nations Security Council Resolution 1325 and on the occasion of the network's 10th anniversary, co-chaired in 2026 by Italy and Philippines, Italy reaffirmed its commitment to the full implementation of the 4 fundamental pillars of the agenda: participation, protection, prevention, and post-conflict recovery. The Italy-Norway Business Forum took place at the Foreign Ministry in June 7th. The event was opened by Foreign Minister Antonio Tajani together with Norway's Minister of Trade and Industry, Cecile Myrseth. During the forum, Minister Tajani presented a guide to investment and business opportunities in Norway for Italian companies aimed at supporting their international expansion. At the conclusion of the event, a business cooperation agreement was signed confirming the growing interest in developing industrial and technological partnership in high-value-added sectors. Mr. Tajani also held a bilateral meeting with Minister Myrseth, during which both sides reiterated their intention to strengthen cooperation between Italy and Norway in the strategic sectors of energy, space and defense. Deputy Foreign Minister Edmondo Cirielli carried out a 2-day mission to Tirana, where he met with Albania's Minister for Europe and Foreign Affairs, Ferit Oksa. The meeting confirmed the excellent bilateral relations and the broad prospects for cooperation between Italy and Albania, including through the activities of Italian Development Cooperation. During the talks, Cirielli also reiterated Italy's strong support for Albania's European aspiration and for the European integration of the entire Western Balkans region. Under-Secretary of State for Foreign Affairs Maria Tripodi met on June 9 the UNESCO Director General Khaled El Enani. She reaffirmed Italy's strong support for UNESCO and confirmed the country's commitment through both mandatory and voluntary contributions to the organization's programs. The importance of the UNESCO Regional Bureau for Science and Culture in Europe, based in Venice, was also highlighted. Foreign Affairs Undersecretary Massimo De Allutri spoke at the Foreign Ministry during the presentation of the Asian Power Grid, a regional initiative worth $700 billion aimed at strengthening electricity generation and interconnection among Southeast Asia countries. The project offers significant opportunities for Italian companies to expand into high-growth, high-potential markets by participating in strategic infrastructure projects. And that's all for now. Thanks for your attention and stay tuned.